Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My portfolio is currently sitting at a value of £5,858.40. Now, you might be thinking that is a massive increase from the previous video. However, we have ended the week on a loss of 0.6%. The majority of that value increase has come from an investment from myself. Got paid the other week, so I put another £300 in. So in actual fact, I have lost money this week. Not ideal, but it happens sometimes. As I always believe, time in the market is much better than trying to time the market. If you try and time the market, you will be waiting a very long time for the perfect opportunity instead of just investing and getting in there while you can, which I believe will make your returns better in the long run, as you're not waiting around and you are actively investing. Now, as always, this is not financial advice, it is just my personal experiences. So please take what I say with a pinch of salt. I'm just going over my experiences with investing and telling you what's happened in the previous week. Onto the stocks I've bought, which are a lot more than usual since I have invested another £300 in, or £330, I believe, because I invested my normal £30 in every week, which has bought me Shell for £30, National Grid another £30, Rolls-Royce another £30, Alphabet or Google another £30, Starbucks £30, PepsiCo £30, Goldman Sachs another £30, Nvidia another £30, Tesla another £30, and Coca-Cola another £30. One more, Chevron another £30. All these companies I bought because they were the lowest value and more than likely lowest amount I've invested into the stocks. So I wanted to bring that these stocks up to the level of the other ones, as I wanted to create a more balanced portfolio until I am better equipped to properly value stocks. As before, some of my stocks were making around 2% of my portfolio, whereas now the lowest one is Alphabet at 3%. Most of my stocks do vary from 3 to 5% worth of my portfolio. And these ones were all the lowest ones in there. So I thought, while some of them were a bit lower, I'd pick them up and see how they do, which has caused my dollar cost average to go up. But as I just said previously, time in the market is better, in my personal opinion. So buying a lot more of these stocks, I'm very happy with. Especially a lot of them do pay me dividends, so I'm hoping eventually I'll start to see that money come back, and in the long run I hope that my dividends can eventually outpace the investments that I do. That'd be a moment where I know I've done well with my investments. But yeah, these are the stocks I've bought this week. On to the winners of the week. We had Chevron at 4.04%, Rolls-Royce at 3.66%, and JP Morgan Chase at 3.56%. On to Chevron in particular, as I previously mentioned, a 4.04% gain. That's taken me to an 18.5% overall return, which I'm very happy with. Number of shares are 1.39 now, a dollar cost average of £123.32. As you can see by this graph, it had a steady gain throughout the week, especially at the start of the week, and then it plateaued towards the Thursday Friday mark. This could be due to the potential conflicts in the Middle East area, which is pushing oil prices up around the world, which will make companies like Chevron earn higher profits as they will just capitalize on the panic and increase their prices more, leading to those higher profits. But it has done well for me this week, so I cannot complain, and it is also a very solid dividend pay for myself. Rolls-Royce being the second one mentioned, 3.66% increase, taking me to a total of 22.53% return overall, with 16.42 shares, at a dollar cost average of £11.55. As you can see, it was going well for the majority of the week, had a bit of a hit on, I believe that was Thursday, and then rebounded Friday for a profit overall. Rolls-Royce is doing well just due to a positive outlook from everybody investing. It's got very solid aerospace and more civilian use. It's one of those companies that I think is just so strong. I don't see it going anywhere, and it is a lovely dividend payer when it comes through. On to JP Morgan. 3.56% increase this week, taking me to a total of 18.52% return. Nice common theme I've seen here is that the three highest returns this week have also had an overall return of over 18%, which I'm extremely happy with. I have 0.85 shares in JP Morgan. This is due to the extremely high costs of the stock, that being at my average of £223.44. Again, it's just JP Morgan had a very nice increase throughout the week, which I can't complain about. It is just a very solid company, JP Morgan, with Jamie Dimon at the head. It seems to me like a very solid company to keep investing in. Now on to the losers, which were heavier this week. Tesla lost 18.24%, which is brutal to see. Alphabet losing 8% and Meta losing another 8%. All of these are pretty tough to see since they are among the biggest companies in the world. So it's unfortunate, but it happens sometimes, especially with Tesla, who are a bit more unpredictable. Going on to Tesla, as I mentioned, 18.24% loss takes me to a overall return of 22.57% down on my investments, with 0.83 shares in it, an average cost of £301.46. As you can see, it was going okay, still declined slightly at the start of the week, and then it got to I think that Wednesday, Thursday mark, and it just dropped off. This was after the earnings report, which was very disappointing for investors, which is why you see such a big sell-off in a small period of time. Unfortunate, but I still don't feel like Tesla is going to go anywhere. I mean, with someone with as much money as Elon Musk being kind of in charge of the company, he'll do all he can to keep that thing running. And I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Moving on to Alphabet, 8% down this week, or 8.05%. Takes me to an overall return of 10.8%, still up, but definitely down on what it previously was. Not ideal, but it happens sometimes. This was also due to its earnings, which were pretty solid, but I think people were concerned with the amount of money was spent on AI research or AI spending in general, which again is where you can see a similar point that Tesla fell off. Google or Alphabet also took a sharp decline at the same sort of point. I have 0.74 shares in Alphabet at an average cost of £215.71. I believe this was due to the worry from investors about the AI spending, and people getting a bit concerned now with that AI bubble that's happening, and we could slowly see a maybe not a pop like we saw with the dot-com bubble, but maybe just a slow deflation of that AI bubble. So we'll have to keep a watch of this going forward, as similar can be seen with Meta dropping another 8.03% this week, taking me back below my break even, meaning I've lost 7.07%. Number of shares I have in that is 0.48, an average cost of £479.26. You can see it was going well at the start of the week, or breaking even at the start of the week, and then it just continues to decline. This could be due to the fear from seeing Tesla and Alphabet also take sharp declines, and people got a bit worried about how Meta was going to perform, so end up having a bit of a bear run on it. Not ideal, but it's something I can deal with. It means I can buy a bit more at a cheaper price again and get that dollar cost average even further down. Moving on to my favourite part of the video, the dividends. I did receive dividends this week from National Grid, £4.10, which I believe could be the most I've ever received from one company in one go. It is the only dividend I received this month or this week, but it has taken my dividends received this month to a whole new level compared to where it was. As you can see by the graph, it is now my fourth highest of the year, significantly more than even February, and a little bit behind where March was. I'm not sure I'll get there this month, but it was encouraging to see that National Grid dividends come through. I was very happy with it. As I always say, I love seeing dividends coming in. It makes it feel me feel like I'm doing the right thing, and obviously that will get reinvested next week when I deposit another £30 to invest in the stocks. But that is all for the update this week. Thank you all for watching. If you've got any comments about any stocks you want to mention in the comments or have a discussion about, I'd love to see that. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure you like, subscribe, anything you want to do there. Yeah, catch you in the next video.